Here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1. The Blitz begins right now.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage continues here in Oxnard. Brought to you in part by Texas Cheer Liquor and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Pad's going on. What we got to see a practice before we had to come over here and come to work. Defense is having a good day. One of the kickers is not.
Yeah, this guy, has just been awful.
I mean, Joe's ready to cut this guy.
Dude, I'm going to tell you, I don't think he makes the rest of the practice today.
See, he has to.
Well, I guess he does, but, I mean, my gosh, that one kick he missed. I mean, that was a duck hook.
And you know about those.
I do. But it was bad. It really was bad. The other kid looked okay today.
Yeah, Aubrey's looked fairly consistent throughout training camp. And again, you've got to keep, too, just so you don't wear out Aubrey's leg. But, I would not go to the pro shop and order a Vizcaino jersey if I'm Mrs. Vizcaino.
No, I wouldn't either.
Or Mama Vizcaino. I don't know if he's married or not.
I hope
Yes. Get that resume ready. Indeed. You're definitely probably going to need it here pretty soon. But you talk about custom jerseys. We went shopping a little bit earlier, the Jerry Jones flea market that they have here, which, probably has more stuff than at the Cowboys Pro Shop at the mall.
There's a lot of stuff.
It's incredible. And James Pledger, I know you're eating on screen. I can see you. And I'm about to talk to you, so go ahead and finish what you're eating, because there was something in that pro shop that I had not seen before. And it's the brilliance of Jerry Jones. And I'm curious if somebody like James Pledger would actually wear this, because, we come out to Cowboys camp, try to get James a shirt or something, and the guy won't wear Cowboys stuff because he'll get a rash. He thinks a body part might fall off if he puts that on. But there was a hat with a star on it in Houston Oilers colors.
What?
Literally, I just said a hat with a star, but in Houston Oiler colors.
Like the
Would
Columbia
you wear
blue?
that? Yes, Pledge. In fact, you could actually see it on all the SA Sports Star socials, because we made a video of it, because I thought it was a perfect hat for Joe Reinagel, who claims to not be a Cowboy fan, but he's coming around. And he was an Oilers fan, sort of as a Titans fan, because the Oilers moved to Tennessee. And this hat, for the confused closet Cowboy fan who's really a Cowboy fan but doesn't want to admit it, that hat was made for Joe Reinagel and James Pledger.
It really was. And I text you, Pledge, because I was out of the kindness of my heart. If you would have worn that hat,
I replied.
I might have purchased. Oh, you did? What'd you say?
I said, yeah, I'd wear that hat.
Oh, wow.
So now you got to go back to the store and buy it.
I'm surprised. Well, it's going to be closed by the time we get off the air. That's the problem.
Well, maybe Spence will roll down there and buy it.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah, I know it. Although Spence might, because he realized there's a media discount at the store, which I didn't know the first time we went through, and Reinagel got the discount.
I didn't know either, but the nice lady that was helping me said, you're with the media.
Better helper than I. And then so when I went through, the lady was going through, there's discounts. Now, here's the thing. And, if you got whatever badge you have, there's other discounts apply. So media, 15%. But the lady was scrolling down for the media button, and it's on an iPad right in front of you. They have discounts from 5% to 40%. So what do I do to get that 40% discount?
Well, RJ explained that, and I didn't know this about RJ Ochoa, but he used to work in a Cowboys fan shop, and so that's the employee discount. You get 40% off.
But here, there must be something else, because I'm looking at it, but how would that lady, seasonal employee, when the Cowboys come to Oxnard, she could give everybody a 40% discount. Who's going to know? But little known fact, I guess, for you, RJ Ochoa was introduced to this radio station when they opened up off of Blanco in 1604. There was a store there. It's not there anymore, called Fans United, which was a Jerry Jones Cowboys operated store.
Okay.
Because he's got the Cowboys Pro Shop, but the Fans United sold everything. And most people didn't realize that was a Jerry Jones property. Well, when they did the grand opening, Dat and I we did the Blitz live from the Fans United, and RJ Ochoa was like, hey, I've got this blog and I do this podcast called The Ocho or Ocho Live or whatever the hell he called it back then. And then we did Rock the Mic and he won that. But actually, I met RJ. He was folding T-shirts.
Folding T-shirt. Is he good at it?
Well, he had that little machine that helped.
Maybe he can pack for all of us.
I doubt he will do that.
You don't think so?
I could almost guarantee he's not going to pack for you. But if you need some, like Rob will iron anything. But I don't know if he can fold on his own or if he needs that little contraption.
I think we got to put him to the test. I'm going to bring out a couple of shirts and just say, hey, I don't
all-time.
Well, it's like, RJ, I don't believe that you actually worked in a fan shop. Prove it.
Oh, yeah?
Just kind of go around about that way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and see if, he'll fall
How
for
fast can you fold 15 T-shirts?
Yeah, I mean, well, in my case, golf shirts.
True.
So,
although, I mean, you do have some T-shirts in your suitcase.
I do. Yeah.
Do you fold when you pack up? Because we've got to pack up everything either late tonight or early tomorrow morning. Because we got to check out of the beach house tomorrow. Do you fold your stuff to travel home, or do you just throw it in the suitcase and go?
Well, I have when I go home. One's going to be for dirty clothes. The other's it's still
your
clean.
Suitcase isn't big enough to have two.
No,
sections.
it can.
Well, I mean, you put a divider line in there.
Well, no,
like
but
your dirty skivvies can't touch the clean ones.
No, they can't.
Exactly.
So, but no, it's
how many extra clothes did you bring that you're going to be taking home clean clothes?
Well, like the stuff I wore to Jerry's party the other night, didn't wear it long enough. I could do that again. I don't have to wash that.
Dude, I mean, I get home and I just roll the suitcase into the laundry room and everything comes back clean.
Dude, I know.
I'm not hanging anything up that's been in the
so
suitcase.
So you're just going to throw it in there?
Yeah, well, yes. It has traveled, wash it, put it back in, whether it was worn or not.
Okay. Well, I'm not that way. So, but, I always like to overpack a little bit. Because you never know. You never know.
Well, I mean, look, I always take a couple extra pair of underwear.
Sure.
Especially at your age, you have to do that.
I'm not the one that had to change shorts today.
That was Rudy
J. Yeah.
But then, and also socks. And
sure.
And a couple. And when you travel out here, because you have your daytime clothes when it's nice, like today, what is it, about 70-something degrees right now? It was 59 degrees on the patio this morning when I woke up.
Yeah, it's cold, and I haven't even worn, one of my pullover half zip things. I brought my Sports Star jacket. I've worn that a couple of times.
Yeah,
tonight might be a half zip night.
Well, yeah, because I think we're going to go to dinner in Ventura tonight, so we're definitely going to need 1A dress a little bit nicer, but you're going to want the half zip.
Well, and then
but it's got to be appropriate to end the night at the Rudder Room. So you can't be overdressed at the Rudder Room or they won't let you in.
Jeez. Well, I better bring my muscle shirt. Isn't that what you wear to the Rudder Room?
Most people can.
Dude, it's cold
with your tan lines. I would not recommend that. I think the half zip is going to be just fine for you.
Well, we'll see. I'll bring the muscle shirt just in case.
I mean, we're not going to Muscle Beach, so you won't embarrass yourself. The Oxnard version, I think we're okay.
Is there an Oxnard version
of Muscle Beach?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
God, I hope not.
I think it was where we were at yesterday, and that family over there was pretty impressed.
What are you talking about?
Well, the people that were watching us on the beach,
laughing at us.
Some of us.
Yeah. It's crazy. The beach, there might have been 5 people out there.
Yeah, well, it was cold.
It's always cold. It's August.
And the wind was howling.
It always does. It's the beach in California.
Wow. Yeah, it was an experience. My calves are actually a little sore today.
Well, you finally got a workout in.
Yeah, that's it.
Ray at the gym is going to be proud of you that you actually got some work done.
Well, I mean, leg day is not something I'm a big fan of.
Got more work done yesterday than the last year at the gym. You just didn't have the argument with your boy Ray.
I know. I miss that.
There's always arguments when you get your guys together. And there is a video going around that Diggs and Dak going back and forth, a little bit of trash talking. Some say, and I've seen, the different talking heads, is it that the teammates like Diggs don't respect Dak Prescott? I've
heard that.
I think it's ridiculous. But if you guys have seen the video, and by now I'm sure you have, your reaction. I mean, I kind of look at it and say, if you're calling another dude, one of your guys, the B word, but if that's how you guys are, I mean, I don't know. Trash talking, good, bad, indifferent. Mike McCarthy addressed that earlier today. We'll hear from the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The guys are on the road again. This time, San Antonio Sports Star travels to Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California.
Deep down the right side. Oh, it's caught.
With the full support of AA Best Bail Bonds, providing complete backup for any of those things that happen while on the road. Nobody provides better coverage of training camp than 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Left side of the end zone. Touchdown.
We'll hear from the players, coaches, be right in the middle of the media frenzy, and of course, hear from owner Jerry Jones.
We get to suck on that all week.
It's Cowboys training camp, live from Oxnard, California. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Texas Cheer Liquor, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, and sasportstar.com.
If you get pressed by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
This your captain. Better buckle your seatbelts for this one. I saw my passport expired, so I went to Staples, got a passport photo lickety-split. While I was there, I grabbed some tiny travel soap and shampoo. I should have got some for my co-pilot. Just kidding, Brad.
Staples has everything for travel. 10-minute passport photos, luggage, headphones, even personal travel items. And now at Staples, get $10 off your purchase of $30 or more when you buy a travel service. Staples, your first stop to nonstop travel. Ends 9/16. In-store only. Exclusions apply.
Happy 62nd birthday, Granddad.
Thanks, sweetheart.
I got you this.
A mug. Oh, thank you. What does it say? Beware, if you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of hospitalization from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
It's Hot Ticket Thursday. Be the ninth caller at 210-656-ESPN. And you could be on your way. The hottest tickets to the hottest events. Ninth caller wins.
Ninth caller here on Hot Ticket Thursday. You're going to win a pair of tickets to go see Manchester Orchestra and Jimmy Eat World at the Moody Amphitheater August 8th. It's like next week, 8/8.
Next week. Well, today's the 4th or the 3rd.
Or really the 3rd.
Today's the 3rd.
It's the 3rd.
I don't know what day it is, to be honest with you.
It's Groundhog Day.
I know it's the last day here, which is always sad.
Well, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I mean,
we're doing our shit.
We fly Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
What's today?
You really don't know what day it is.
Where am I?
Last night was a good night.
No, last night was a lot of fun.
Steak night.
It was a lot of fun. It really was.
And one of the great things about a steak night is there was actually surprisingly leftover steak. So it was steak and eggs for breakfast at the house.
I think we still have steaks left.
We might. Who didn't eat a steak?
I don't know.
Because there was way too much steak that was left over.
I ate mine. All of it.
Tim and I split one.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's one steak left.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, it was kind of one of those interesting.
It was good, though. It was good. We had to improvise a little bit because the grill didn't work.
The grill was a disaster.
So we broiled some and pan fried some.
Yep.
Both were delicious.
I felt like I was on that TV show Bear for a while in that kitchen between, Rob doing this and that, moving around Rob, and then you were in there helping, and there was a lot going on in there.
There was a lot going on in there, but it all came out great. And I tell you, after dinner was a lot of fun. It was a little round table kind of thing, discussion that, we just continue to do what we do for a living.
Yes.
We do that at home, same way.
And Joe will have the same argument with other people. He just wants somebody to find him that will agree with him on whether you're talking about a tight end or a Dak Prescott. It was a lot of fun. But you look about and think about Dak Prescott, who will be on with us in about an hour or so. We're at the mercy of when practice ends. So I would love to give you an exact time. So just keep it right here on 94.1, or if you're watching on YouTube, this chair right between me and Joe right now will be occupied by Dak Prescott in about an hour or so, give or take. But one of the stories, and it's interesting that, I mean, you get a bunch of guys together, like you got 6 dudes in a house right now. There is a lot of ball busting going on.
Oh, absolutely,
right?
Yes.
You take a lot of young athletes, and we've been coming to training camp forever. You think about your high school football team, your high school soccer team, maybe you're in band. There's always that kind of trash talking between your guys. Well, practice the other day, there was video, and there was a little back and forth with Trayvon Diggs and Dak Prescott, and the reaction is kind of bizarre because I've seen on national TV shows, well, that just means his teammates don't like him and they don't respect him.
Which is ridiculous. Clarence Hill's the one that got it from the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. He had the best angle that I saw. I tweeted it out, and a lot of the national folks picked that up, and that's where this is coming from. But it's basically Trayvon Diggs. Dak Prescott scrambles out of the pocket, if you haven't seen it, and you probably have. But he scrambles out, and I guess Trayvon could have lit him up if he wanted to, or somebody over there could have. And Trayvon starts barking at Dak, and then I guess uses the B word on him, and then they go away, and Dak kind of throws the football in his direction.
Yeah.
Look, tempers. You see fights in training camp all the time. Doesn't mean that they don't respect each other.
Well, and you go to a locker room and you hear all kinds of things. Mike McCarthy on his press conference today was asked about that and says, we don't police trash talk.
Well, I mean, trash talking is part of our environment. So I don't referee that. And it's, there's, it goes on in the lunch line. So, I mean, it's not like it's, something new and it's been going on as long as I've been in this league. So, yeah, I think that's just part of our, our culture and guys competing. But, in Mike's case and anything with the, we have practice ethic, rules and structure to our drills and you go through these spots all the time, but, we don't hit the quarterback. I mean, the quarterback hasn't been hit, as far as the way you practice and in my 30 years that I could recall in this league. So that's all part of working together. And, the discipline of the rush lane discipline, the discipline of the pass protection unit, fitting together. And, this is why you have camp. I mean, we have a tremendous amount of work to do in the area of technique and fundamentals, and you're only going to get it done in pads. If you think about it, the offensive lineman and the D lineman, this is really the only third practice that they can really engage and compete that's similar, not all the way to game day, where the perimeter has, they have more opportunities to compete at a full speed mode.
What else he was talking about that Tuesday, I guess Micah Parsons rushing, ran into Dak Prescott, knocked him down, kind of hit him low, as a matter of fact, and everybody was making a big deal about that. So that's what he's talking about there, about not touching the quarterback. But this other thing, look, it's a non-starter. It's a I mean, it's just people are making a big deal out of anything. Trayvon Diggs, in fact, tweeted out or sent out a statement today saying it's practice.
It's practice.
It's practice.
And he's a trash talker, and that is part of the game of football. But it's Dak Prescott. It's the Dallas Cowboys. So it is going to make national news.
Well,
and
sure.
they're grasping for everything. I mean, no matter what happens with Dak Prescott or the Dallas Cowboys, people are going to create something out of it. I look at that. I saw it the other day. I thought it was funny, and I moved on. And now, every national show is playing that clip and talking about it. I saw it and went, yeah, it's right. But we're out here all the time. We hear, and even fans here, it's not that we're that much closer than the fans, but it's you hear so much. If you're courtside at a Spurs game, you hear all kinds of things. It's not uncommon.
Getting the wrong deal is the words that Diggs used, the B word that he used, and I think that's what's getting everybody. Because look, I mean, we were talking last night. That's not something we go around calling each other.
If you look at your group and you were to say that in your group you have what you guys know is your quote unquote friendly trash talk, because I'm guessing if that was the first time that was said to Dak that way, he might have gotten his face. Because if somebody says that to you, me, Rudy, I mean, you're throwing hands. I mean, Dak just threw the ball at him and moved on. He's heard it from him before. Maybe that's just the word that they use, or a word that is not frowned upon within that social circle.
I guess I don't know, but I've seen a lot. There's been some, the people, that word I think is why this escalated the way that it did. But to me, it's nothing. We see it all the time. So you move on, and McCarthy's asked about it. I know Dak's been asked about it 100 times since it happened, and it's really just it's nothing. If we talk to him about it today, he's going to say the same thing. It was nothing. Well, it's over or whatever. It's nothing.
And the one thing that you hear consistently about Dak Prescott is his leadership. He is a NFL Man of the Year award winner for a reason. His teammates love him. No, he doesn't have the strongest arm in the NFL. He doesn't have the running ability of Lamar Jackson. But everybody likes the guy. And being around NFL teams and quarterbacks, the amount of time he spends with defensive players, because locker rooms are often divided. Offense, defense. Dak's, you see him, he hangs out with a lot of defensive guys too. It's not just the skill position types. So again, when I first saw the video, I thought it was funny and moved on. Didn't think about it again until you see it's turned into this major forest fire.
Well, look, and the problem is it's the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, I mean, I'm again, nice cup of coffee early this morning watching ESPN. Half of their show is about Dallas Cowboys training camp.
Moves the needle.
Well, it does. And so that's the difference. That's why something like this gets blown up more so than, say, something that happens in Washington's camp or Miami or name one. Doesn't matter. This blows up a lot more. And Dak, I think he understands the fact that he's the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. He's going to get more love. He's going to get more hate. He's going to get more of everything because he wears that star in his helmet.
And he's protected in the sense of he knows he's not going to get hit out here at practice. Now, he did the other day, and that was an accident. And when I saw that, I just flashed back to a story Dat Wynn had told years ago that when they were at training camp or they were in practice, you weren't allowed to get within 5 feet of Troy Aikman.
Right.
And that will tell the story. You didn't want to be the guy. Depending on who you were, you might have got cut immediately. On the defensive end, rushing in towards Troy, his follow through, if he hits his hand on your helmet and breaks a finger, you're going to lose your job in the NFL. You couldn't get within 5 feet of Troy Aikman, according to Dat Wynn back in the day. I'm surprised that Micah was actually as close to Dak as he was, but Dak in practice has been scrambling a lot more in this training camp than I've seen him in previous training camps. And I want to ask him about this when he joins us in about an hour or so, because I wonder, since the broken leg, we haven't seen him do that. Generally, if a play is broken down, receivers are covered downfield, you'll just see him dirt the ball and they start over, dirting the ball, just throw it into the ground, play is over. This year, training camp, he is keeping that play alive by running, which makes me wonder if that is going to be more of the offense this year for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, he has picked and chosen spots to scramble during games over the last couple of years. But there's times where you see him rolling. Field is wide open, and he'll sail it out of bounds. This year, is he going to take off and run?
Well, I don't know. That's going to be a great question for him. I just want to go back to the Micah Parsons thing. And everybody loves Micah Parsons. Everybody. He's a great player. He's this, he's that. What he did the other day was irresponsible.
Sure.
It was completely irresponsible. Not only did he hit his quarterback, he went low. Dak bent over. His legs were extended. I mean, that could have been a disaster for this football team. And so I don't care who you are, how good you are, how popular you are. You've got to be responsible out there. That could have been a disaster for this football team.
It could have been. And again, they avoided it. But you're right. And that's why they have those rules in place. That's why. And it's still weird seeing a Cowboys quarterback in red jerseys. I mean, up until Mike McCarthy got here, Cowboys quarterbacks never wore red jerseys. I remember asking Jason Garrett, how come? And he was like, well, because that's not our jersey color, and everybody here knows who the quarterback is, and, you don't get near the guy. Even with the red jersey on, Micah Parsons hit the quarterback, and, that's your entire season right there.
I'm telling you that. And fortunately for the Cowboys, nothing came out of that, and I'm sure Micah will never do that again. But he's got to be more responsible than that. Look, I know the guy goes 100 miles an hour. He's got only one speed. I get that, and he's been beating the hell out of Tyron Smith out there. I mean, just killing him. And so it gets around him like there's nothing there. And I think sometimes you're in practice, the adrenaline's flowing, and you forget some things, and your job is to go get the quarterback. And I'm making excuses for Micah because he's got to be more responsible than that. But look, that was as close to a complete disaster that you're ever going to see in a training camp when it comes to a quarterback.
Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy was on with the boys this morning, R&R in the morning, and he's been asked a lot, obviously, about being the play caller. His answer to the guys this morning here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, interesting, that and talking about footwork with Dak Prescott in a way that I haven't heard footwork be talked about before. You'll hear from the Cowboys head coach as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R in the morning.
Friday on R&R in the morning, we listen to what Dak Prescott had to tell the Blitz. Also, we recap what we saw at practice from Thursday, and we wrap up our trip to Oxnard.
Last day on the tennis court, Dak Prescott. We'll see if we can wipe that lipstick that Jason Minnick's left off of Dak's cheek. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Lowe's knows how to save pros time and money. Right now, get 10% off all kitchen cabinet orders of $1,000 or more. Plus, MVP's Pro Rewards members earn double the bonus points on select stock cabinets through August 4th. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Must ask cashier to apply discount barcode at time of purchase. Discount on cabinet purchase only. Coupon cannot be used 7 through 8/9. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Pennzoil Platinum can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP extended life oil filter for only $35.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GEAR for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GEAR for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GEAR.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life, celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions on limitations apply. Cards are issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank. Any member FDIC.
Joe Reinagle, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix in Oxnard, California at Dallas Cowboys training camp. Our coverage brought to you in part by Texas Cheer Liquor and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Watching some of the practice videos that we're seeing come in, and like Micah Parsons would have just killed Dak Prescott,
and we were just talking about that, and he made sure he veered far away from number 4.
He did, but watching the play and so you get Peyton Hendershot coming across in motion to the left side. Tyron Smith blocks in to help double team, leaving Hendershot one-on-one with Micah Parsons. I'm sorry, but if you're the play caller of the Dallas Cowboys and you have that assignment, you are fired.
Yes.
You cannot put Peyton Hendershot to block one-on-one with Micah Parsons.
Nobody's blocking Micah Parsons.
But certainly you're not going to go with a tight end there. But your left tackle, what I find interesting about that video, the left tackle, Tyron Smith, doubles. And it was Osa Odighizuwa who comes and he beat that double team as well.
Yep.
So, and he wouldn't have made the play. They got him down, but he kind of blew up that play. But one, why are you putting your tight end one-on-one with Micah Parsons?
Well, I mean, you shouldn't. And I hope the opposition does that this year.
Yeah.
But it brings up a bigger point because, number one, Tyron Smith has been getting killed by Micah Parsons. Maybe there's no shame in that, but he has not figured him out. Hendershot just got killed by Micah Parsons. I'm worried about that offensive line, Jason, and I don't mean to throw a wet blanket on what's been a pretty good camp so far, but that offensive line scares me. And you mentioned Dak scrambling a little bit earlier in the show. Maybe he doesn't have a choice.
Well, one of the things that Mike McCarthy has talked about in taking over the play calling and how different this year is going to be is a lot more to do with the offensive line and their calls on the offensive line. And what I've saw on that play, it isn't there. Now, I realize it's practice, so maybe they're going through the scripts no matter what the defense is dialed up, no matter what Dan Quinn has lined up, they're going to run that play regardless because there's no way Dak's going to see that and not change the play at the line of scrimmage. But the line calls are so important, and there's a prime example why. This morning on R&R in the Morning, Mike McCarthy was talking about how different his offseason was now that he has assumed those play-calling duties.
Well, I did. I had great family time on the break, but I spent a lot of time going back and just making sure things I've done in my past, if a couple wrinkles that I wanted to bring in, because I think just like everything, and I've done it every year. You have a system, you have a scheme, evaluation, implementation. You're building it.
Right.
Then you have the draft. And you get a Deuce Vaughn and then Brandon Cooks. Do we have enough? Terp. And so I mean, just making sure bringing some new ideas. So we have some wrinkles that we'll put in later that'll come out of those conversations. But so I've always spent pretty much the first 2 weeks. Because your head's still in the football.
Right.
You go on vacation, so you're still into it. So, but it was fun. I was watching old beta cam tapes and quarterback schools from the New Orleans Saints.
Beta cam, huh?
Beta cam.
That's good. I really enjoy Mike McCarthy on with Rob and Rudy and R&R in the Morning. They have really worked out a pretty good rapport between the three of them. And I think McCarthy actually likes being on with those two guys.
He enjoys them. And again, that will start during the season every Friday with R&R in the Morning, Mike McCarthy on here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. That was him there this morning with the boys. During his press conference, he was talking about how all the footwork, and you hear footwork talked about so often with quarterbacks, but I've never heard a coach say that footwork and what you need to work on when it comes to footwork changes year to year based on your receivers.
Well, a big thing about footwork, and it's each and every year you're always trying to, because it never stays the same because who you're thrown to doesn't usually all stay the same. I mean, in the old days, sometimes those guys were able to play 6, 7, 8 years together, and they're just because of the state of our league, the youth of our league, and is really just, it's the connection of the footwork and the routes. So it's one thing to say you're going to improve the quarterback's footwork, but it's the connection between the footwork and the routes progression of the routes. So, and I think our guys are doing a really good job. So it's more of a perimeter emphasis than just a quarterback emphasis.
Interesting. But I mean, all of that stuff is what you want to work out here in camp, right? The basics. You got to go back, and it doesn't matter how long you've been playing football. You can still get a re-education on just some of the basic things that you forget about. That's any sport, right? Any sport. And I think that's what McCarthy's talking about.
You know, but footwork, you think about quarterbacks in the pocket play. I've never thought about, well, if your receivers change, your footwork is going to change.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of, I think, having receivers on the same page. And, you know, there's been a lot made in the offseason with some comments that CeeDee Lamb has made. And maybe it's all the different receivers, not just CeeDee being on the same page, but as a group. But I'll tell you, it looks like early on in camp, and I know it's early, it looks like Brandon Cooks and Dak Prescott are on the same page. His speed, the speed that Cooks has, but more importantly, he just looks like such a crisp route runner.
Oh, well, he's a pro.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and he's been with a lot of teams, but still, he is a pro, and he's good. And and he catches everything. And that's it. But the weapons that Dak Prescott has, the weapons the Cowboys have on offense, I think, in my opinion, are fantastic. They did a great job of adding pieces to this thing. Michael Gallup, how will he be? Hopefully he gets back to form. Will Jalen Tolbert be that fourth guy? Or will it be Kevontae Turpin, who, by the way, is out on the field quite a bit today at wide receiver and making some plays? So it's going to be interesting to see how all the pieces fall into place. But as far as weapons go, maybe you could talk about the running back situation and if there's a question there. Dak got what he wanted. Dak got what everybody said he needed. And now it's time to just go get it done.
Well, and you think about getting what he needed in the addition of Cooks. And I haven't followed Brandon Cooks' career close enough. You know, I know he's been in the league a long time. But watching him out here and how crisp that dude runs routes, that was the hallmark for a great route runner. And you think about what Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper were, could – because of the route running, Cooks and Prescott become that kind of. And again, who's the defense going to cover or double? Is it going to be Brandon or is it going to be CeeDee Lamb? I'm thinking you're not going to leave CeeDee Lamb too often in one-on-one situations. And especially when they're lined up at the same side and you got a safety that has to make a choice.
Absolutely.
Brandon Cooks could have a monster year for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, and when you look at Brandon Cooks, Jason, I mean, he's faster than CeeDee Lamb. He can get down the field quicker than CeeDee can. So you may have more. You may have more one-on-one situations with Cooks than you will with CeeDee for a variety of reasons. But if Cooks starts beating people and causing havoc to opposing defenses, that could change. I mean, that could change definitely. So we'll see. It's a great problem to have for the Cowboys.
And again, I still expect CeeDee Lamb to have a great year. Brandon Cooks is going to have a great year. The wild card is who's the third receiver to have that great year? Is it a Michael Gallup or is it the tight end position? And that's not even counting yards in the passing game for a guy like Tony Pollard or a Deuce Vaughn, even though he's not a gadget guy, Joe. Could it be?
Steven didn't understand what you're talking about.
You think he didn't understand?
He didn't understand.
You really believe that?
Look, if you expect Deuce Vaughn to play running back for any significant time, you're in fantasy land.
Well, did Mike McCarthy not say we're going to run the ball?
Well, sure.
All right. And look, a lot has been made about we're going to run the damn ball in those comments. He was asked about it again today. He tried to clarify. We'll explain as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star out here in California. You know, the window in my bathroom stays open, so you get that cool California air, sleeping great, mainly because I've been using a great sleep aid called Restore from BraintreeNutrition.com. Since I've started using this, I haven't slept this good for this long, this consistently. And one of the things that really, I'm sleeping better, but I wake up feeling great. BraintreeNutrition.com It's a company founded by 12-year NFL vet Andrew Sendejo and some of his former buddies from Rice. They've got a couple of different product lines, including their latest product called Brain Water. Not your average electrolyte stick pack. Zero sugar, zero caffeine hydration formula designed to keep you hydrated while also boosting your brain function. Not only will Brain Water keep you hydrated, it can enhance your focus, elevate your mood, and even help you recover from a hangover. Brain Water stands out as a smart choice for sustained focus and energy because the zero sugar, zero caffeine formulation, you're not going to get that energy crash like you would with a sugary energy drink or caffeinated beverage. Make Brain Water your go-to hydration choice and experience the synergy of smart hydration for your brain and your body. Learn more and order online, BraintreeNutrition.com. That's BraintreeNutrition.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is your new home for Monday Night Football this fall. But that's not all. How about Monday night, Sunday night, Thursday night, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Saturdays in December, the playoffs, and Super Bowl 58 in Vegas?
How about that, Cowboys? Yeah!
We get things warmed up with the Hall of Fame game, the Jets and Browns, live from Canton, Ohio, tonight at 6:30. When we say San Antonio's home for the NFL is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, we don't around.
If you own a small to medium-sized business that kept employees on payroll through COVID, you may have a big cash refund waiting for you. The Employee Retention Credit is a tax credit of up to $26,000 per employee. And now, more businesses than ever qualify. The experts at RefundsPro.com specialize in cutting through the red tape of qualifying for this government program. Most of their refunds are over $100,000. Even businesses that have received PPP funds may be eligible. And there are absolutely no fees unless you receive a refund. So there's no reason not to apply. If your business experienced shutdowns, limited capacity, supply chain challenges, or reduced revenue due to COVID, you likely qualify. RefundsPro.com has already helped hundreds of businesses. So don't lose the refund you're owed missing with a free 5-minute questionnaire at RefundsPro.com. That's refunds with an S, pro.com.
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. With over 25 years experience, we have secured important verdicts and settlements, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to